guys, welcome to my channel. You guys probably don't know that recently I read a letter from TommyBuilt regard to their T36 series weapon. What I have right now is T36C, the short barrel one, but I have a breech on it, so which means it's a pistol. But right now ATF thinks all the T36 lower is very easy to be modified to become a full auto lower, like a machine gun lower. So which being said, right now my pistol lower is considered as a machine gun lower, which is ridiculous. I have to send upper and lower back to TommyBuilt probably later today in order to get it fixed, and of course it's not free. I have to spend minimum like 290 something plus shipping. I mean, I guess I'm lucky enough to not care about like the $290, but I would rather to spend $290 to support TommyBuilt fight with ATF, but I guess it's not gonna happen because TommyBuilt is not a big manufacturer. Actually, it's a small shop, but they did an awesome job. I'm pretty sure they already tried everything they can do to fight with ATF, but it is impossible to fight with ATF as a small shop like TommyBuilt. I totally understand that. So today I'm gonna send the upper and the lower back to TommyBuilt. But according to the TommyBuilt website, you only need to ship the lower and barreled upper without stock and magazine wall back to the TommyBuilt. They're gonna work on that, do some modification, send them back to me within 3 to 6 weeks, which cost me 290 something. So I'm gonna go ahead and do that. But before that, let me give you some review on this weapon. I've had it for a while. I would say I like it. It's not cheap when I purchased it from the local gun shop. The original price should be 2,800 something, but if you found one in the local gun shop, it's probably gonna be more expensive than any SCAR weapon or HK MR series rifles. So it's very expensive considering what it is. But I love the iconic looking. I love how balanced it is. It's pretty cool, pretty amazing weapon. I'll say TommyBuilt did awesome job on this. So I decided to bring it back, add it to my personal collection. Alright, let's take a close look on TommyBuilt T36, which is G36C clone. Okay, first thing first, let's clear the weapon. It's empty. This weapon is G36C clone, so it has the short barrel. I did try out the standard G36, which is the long barrel one at 1 gun range. I'm not really impressed. However, after that, I was lucky because I did try out G36C in a different gun range. And I'm really impressed because it's so lightweight and balanced, and its recoil is amazingly soft considering it's a short barrel and how light it is. So I decided to buy a G36C immediately after that. Because I'm at the US, as a civilian, it's impossible to get a real G36 series weapon. So there's two ways. First, there's a weapon named SL8. It's from HK. You can modify it and turn it to become a G36. The second option is you purchase from TommyBuilt. You don't have to do any modification, then you get a G36 clone. I watch a lot of reviews and I read some articles. TommyBuilt really does a good job. I saw someone pull out all the parts from T36 and compare with the part from G36. 99% of them are identical. They are interchangeable. So I'll say this one is the closest version you can get in US as a civilian. So when you hold this weapon, it's very light because it's polymer all over the place. It has polymer handguard, polymer upper and lower receiver, and the polymer folding stock. The foldable stock is able to lock right here. There's a little notch here, so when you fold it, it's locked into place. Very cool design. This weapon, all the control, MB control, which is my favorite. And the G36 series weapon were designed over 20 years ago, but still, even in today, it still has the most futuristic looking among different kind of weapon. It's very attractive, very cool looking weapon. Everything here is from TommyBuilt. There's no HK part, but I'm pretty sure the parts on it are as good as the real HKs. The muzzle device is flash header. It's kind of like a military looking flash header. It's pretty cool. Then it's polymer handguard. Okay, this handguard is one of my main complaints on this weapon. Because it's G36C, its barrel is really short. So the handguard is short accordingly, but I do wish they have a longer Picatinny rail here, and it's better to close the gap between the Picatinny rail and handguard. Because this handguard is very slim, but those big gap between the Picatinny rail and handguard really take this advantage away from this weapon. Same here at the lower Picatinny rail. I wish they can make Picatinny rail a little bit longer, especially on the side. And I do wish they add Picatinny rail on top as a pistol or short barrel rifle. I do need some Picatinny rail space for the IR laser or the weapon light. But luckily, I found aftermarket handguard on HK parts. It's from BNT, but I haven't received it yet. But on that handguard, they had Picatinny rail over here on top. So I can mount IR laser on top without blocking the right dot sight or the iron sight, which is something I'm looking for. I do love the Picatinny rail on top because first I think it's the main feature of G36 serial weapon. So it looks amazing and it's really functional. With that 3 bolts, you can replace it with different kind of handle. But I guess this one is the original G36C top rail, so I would like to keep it as it is. And this handle covers the charging handle. When you're shooting this weapon, the bolt and charging handle gonna come back and forth. You don't want anything to block the charging handle. So with the upper rail here, it kind of like reduces the possibility like anything gonna get into the way and block the charging handles. So less malfunction. For the optics, I use the Aimpoint M4S. At the beginning, I try out the smaller right dot like Aimpoint T1 or T2 because I do love its looking, so I don't want any huge optics to destroy the whole picture. So I try to make the right dot as low profile as possible. But I guess T1, the glass is too small for me. So I put Aimpoint M4S here. For this weapon, they also have backup iron sight. The front one is polymer. The rear sight is kind of like flip sight, depending on the distance between you and the target. But normally, I don't use this iron sight because when you shoot this weapon, your eye is gonna be pretty close to the rear sight, which makes this weapon is not very accurate. So I always recommend you put the right dot here. The charging handle is totally ambi. I'll say they have a spring inside. I love the design, so no matter you are your left hand shooter or right hand shooter, you can always manipulate the charging handle, zero issue. Oh, by the way, this weapon is short stroke piston. It is very reliable, but it's kind of like give and take. With that amazing reliability, you probably get a little bit more weight and a little bit more recoil. For this weapon, somehow I feel the recoil is pretty soft. I like it. So let's go back to the charging handle. G36C that lock bolt open when magazine is empty. What's unique on this weapon is how you release the bolt. It's different from most AR. There's small push button or lever over here. For G36, your bolt release is actually in the trigger guard. It's right here. You see this L-shaped lever? You just push it down and release the bolt, which means it's also ambi. So you can release with your left hand or right hand, no problem at all. The safe lever is also ambi. You can access it either left or right. It's very classic HK looking. The magazine release is like HK MP5. It's pedal release, but with a much bigger pedal. I like it because the pedal release is more reliable than the traditional mag release in the AR system, especially in the very cold weather. And HK G36 or T36, they have their proprietary magazines. They don't take any regular AR magazine unless you swap this part with AR mag adapter. But I love HK's transparent magazine. It looks pretty cool and feels very durable. But also one more amazing thing for HK magazine, you can attach them together. You can change your magazine much easier, like that. So I like this design. there's no texture on grip. I do feel satisfied with the angle and the length of the grip, but I do wish they can add some texture on it. But I guess it's more classic without the texture. So the main issue for this weapon, I guess, is the trigger. I really hate this trigger. It's heavy. Let me show you guys. It's a little bit take up, then you can feel the wall. You really have to jerk the trigger. It's like 9-pound trigger, like you pull a double action trigger every time. It's not satisfying at all. But for me, it's alright because it's short barrel rifle. Probably I will only use it in short distance, so the heavy trigger pull probably won't bother me too much. This stock, actually it's a breeze. It's foldable breeze. Like I said, it's able to lock into place. It is very functional. I'm a big fan of folding stock, which makes this weapon even more compact. Some design here I really like. Notice that you have some holes here because you need to pull out 3 pins from this weapon in order to take this weapon apart. So let's do it. The first pin coming out, it's like regular MP5. There's a pin here. You just push this side a little bit and take it out. Put here the second one. The third one is a handguard. So they kind of like lock it into place, so just in case you lost it in the field. I like the design. With those 3 pins pulling out, you can easily disassemble this weapon. First, you take up the lower, then you push forward the pedal release. The magazine will come out. The handguard. Then fold your stock or breeze. Push this down a little bit. It's coming out. That's the recoil spring. Then you get your G36 bolt, which has the MB charging handle. Compared with SCAR 16, this bolt is pretty light. That's the result of softer recoil. I definitely like the design of the charging handle. It's amazing. Let's put it back. And right here, you have to push it up like that. There we go. Put it back. Put your pin back. Very easy. Here we go. Usually I don't like spend a lot of money on polymer weapon, but G36C is an exception for sure. I think I'm gonna ship this lower and upper to TommyBuilt either today or tomorrow. Hopefully I can get them back ASAP. Thank you for watching. I'll post more videos in the future. Thank you. Take care. Bye.